Ohanaeze Igbo, the Southeast Governors float committee of experts to develop Igbo nation. This is something we at Njenje Media have been saying for a long time. It is time that we ignore the Federal Republic of Nigeria and take our destiny in our hands. When our youths speak about Biafra, they've been shot, they've been killed. Now, let us for once go back and bring in our thinking caps as a great people and develop the Igbo nation. Ohanaeze Igbo and the Southeast Governors, today being the Tuesday, the 30th of June 2020, the last day in June in 2020, they have made it official. Remember, on the 7th of June, when Nyanwodo and Igbo leaders Obi of Onitsha, Chief Emmanuel Iwanyanwu, and Obi Umahi, when they joined the Igbo stakeholders meeting, which was transmitted live on Njenje Media, moderated by Mazi Tochukwu Ezeoke, they made it clear that this was coming. And since then, we've been waiting to hear the good news. I am your presenter this afternoon, Mike Udenta, from Njenje Media Studio here in Enugu. The Southeast Governors, in conjunction with Ohanaeze Igbo, have agreed to set up a driving force for the development of the Igbo nation, also known as the Igbo land. And this fund will be known as the Igbo Land Stabilisation Fund. This is one of the fantastic news that we can bring to you, because it is time that the Igbo nation must look inward in order to drive themselves and to drive to the next level. The fund is intended to develop Igbo land to the status of Catalonia in Spain, Bavarian in Germany. Chief Emeka Atama, SA Media and Publicity to the President General, Chief Nyanwodo, said today in a statement that was sent to Njenje Media. Now let us look at what Catalonians are. You remember, Catalonians had a referendum that they organized to break away from Spain, but what happened? Their president was pursued. Even when he left Spain, I think he went to Germany, he was captured there and taken back. Spain does not want Catalonia to break away from Spain. The Bavarians are the heartland, the southern part of Germany, like Munich. Now, this is something the Igbo nation must learn, and this is one thing I think we must do. It is now time for the Igbo nation to come together, since Nigeria is treating us badly and doesn't want the Igbo nation to leave. Even while still in Nigeria, we must now come together to create that thing that Nigeria could not do within ourselves. Remember, our forefathers were given 20 pounds and they made lemonade out of the lime called 20 pounds that they were given. Today, come to Abuja here, go to Lagos, come to Kaduna, come to Kano, Igbos own fleets of properties everywhere, to the point that the locations are complaining, to the point that in the election of last year, the presidential election, because they knew the power of Igbo in Okota and Amward of where Igbos held supreme, their elections were burnt. Now think of all these things just like the Catalonians. Imagine where the Igbo nation becomes what the dream that you and I have. That means our children, our boys, our girls must no longer migrate to Lagos, neither will they migrate to Abuja. They will be here at home because we will build that Igbo nation of our dream. The way Singapore has done it, the way Bavarians have done it within Germany, the way the Catalonians have done it within Spain. Yes, while we pursue Biafra, we must also look inward to build this Igbo nation of our dream. I agree, and we at Njenje Media agree with Ohanaeze and the Southeastern Governors here. The challenge we have is how sincere will the Southeastern Governors be to pursue this. Remember, Mazi Tochukwu Ezeoke, one time written as the president of Igbo Ekunye, once wrote the Southeastern Governors that if they can put aside at least 100 million naira every month for the development of an Igbo, that is a minimum. Ideally, each one of them should be putting aside 500 million naira every single month. That will give them 2.5 billion. In 10 months, we will be having over 25 billion. That is, in 1 year, we'll be talking about 30 billion if they are serious. With 30 billion annually, we can create railway, within the southeast. Yes, some of you will say, oh, the federal government will not allow you. No, the federal government hasn't destroyed all the roads. There are state roads, there are local government roads. They haven't come and destroyed them. We can build these things. Go to Ebonyi today. You see the wonders Dave Omahi is doing in Ebonyi, and no one has come to destroy them. We can show Nigerians that we are a thinking people. Yes, we have been unequally yoked with northern Nigeria, but we can wiggle ourselves out of this mess by pursuing internal development. Because when we develop our place, outsiders will not come and take it over from us. Yes, today we'll try, but we'll build individual houses. These houses will build in the hinterlands of our villages. Now, in this press statement they released today, they said, towards this objective, a 15-man steering committee made up of experts and professionals in banking, finance, and developmental drawn from diaspora and all southeastern states have been set up to draft the basis of AlaIgbo Developmental Fund and its governance protocol. Ohanaeze said in this statement that was sent to us today and what they did in Enugu. The committee has its chairman, a renowned economist and a development expert and former economic advisor to President Olusegun Obasanjo. And who is that person? That is Professor Osita Ogbu. While Anyim Ude will serve as his secretary. This is what Ohanaeze put out to the press this afternoon. It named other members of the committee as Mark Atasia, Ike Chioka, Patrick Okibo, Nnanna Anyim Ude, Dr. Dick Okoye, and Dr. Ndi Onwekwusi. Others are Emeka Onwuka, Dave Mwachukwu, Chief Aloysius Iheze, Dr. Bernard Obika, Ngozi Odomoko, Jerome Okoro, Emeka Ugoji, and Renaud Ihebozo. There are other members because it would be nice to mention all these their names so that if there are ones that we do not agree, we will start early to make our complaints known without being insultive, because we can actually engage like a civilized people without engaging in any form of insult. Also in this committee are Ben Mwawudo, Monye Chuka, Sam or Dr. Sam Amadi. You know Dr. Sam Amadi, the vibrant Imo lawyer, the one that contested in the Imo election last year. And many of you on Twitter will know Dr. Joe Abba, Ede Solomon, Barrister Nwachukwu, Professor Ejiofor of the World Igbo Congress, and Air Vice Marshal Obierika. Equally in this list are Professor Efemi Azinga, Professor Vala Onwarele, Charles Nwodo, Carlo Onuma, Solomon Adimora, Uzodimma Okpara, Chief Tony Okeke, Nwadinobi, Onyeka Onwenu the singer, Mrs. Anne Aligwe, Ebere Onwudiwe, Emma Onyirofo, AIG Dr. Mrs. Grace Okudo, Dr. Chukwuma Ago, and Professor Joy Ezilo. The rest are ambassadors: Alex Nwofe, Ben Ezenta, Ebere Enemchukwu, Max Osita Okonkwo, Dr. Mrs. Grace Owazike, Dr. Ken C. Mwapa, and Ferdinand Ago. Commenting on this stabilization fund today, the President General of Ohanaeze Igbo, Chief John Unnianwodo, said that it would involve all Igbo sons and daughters, wives, our moms and our fathers, at home and in the diaspora. He added that any contribution by anybody in this fund will be an investment from which he will be receiving dividends. Now, for those of you that will go out and say that Ohanaeze want to take your money, here is what they call dividend. You invest. By the time this fund takes off, if you are in America, you can afford $1,000, you invest. You will be having dividend the way you buy shares. So this is not just contributing money and that's it. No, you are buying shares to develop the Igbo nation. We at Njenje Media Studio here in Enugu, we are so excited that this is coming to life because it is something we have been saying that is the way to go. Then we should start developing our place. Let us ignore the useless federal government that is not helping us in any way, in any shape. Oh, my people are waking up. Our people are indeed waking up at last. We love this, we love this. Chief Nyamood, according to the statement, said that the fund will drive investment in the Southeast such that every Igbo investor or entrepreneur would want to take advantage of the incentives it would provide. He said that the members of the committee were carefully chosen based on their individual learning, competencies, and exposures. Now, the final point that we want to make here is, yes, we are excited that this is happening, and it is happening at this time. You know, when we say that we are actually happy that Buhari became the president of Nigeria, because if Buhari died without becoming the president of Nigeria, people will be saying, oh, the best president we never had. Suddenly, he has become the president. Everyone has seen, you know, the breeze has blown, and the behind of the hen has been seen. So, now it has become evidently clear that Buhari has failed us. Thank God that we didn't vote him. Thank God that all the things he's doing, Ndibo saw it years ahead before even his fellow Fulanese and the Yorubas. But here we are being vindicated. Thanks to Buhari for coming. Because if he didn't come, maybe Ndibo will still be wallowing in darkness. Buhari, the way he has treated Ndibo, called them 5%, has made Ndibo to, for the first time, come together as a people to work on their common destiny. So this is a fantastic news that we are bringing you here at Njenje Media. Stay tuned as we will be, looking at these things more. The first time this was brought to our attention, someone said that we have to make sure that all this fund will be collected in different in dollars, so that the federal government cannot crash it. Well, and here at Njenje Media, Mike Udenta once more speaking, I think that this may not be necessary, because what is happening now that Igbos are everywhere, we can no longer be treated the way we were treated in 1963 and in 1967. No, 1966, 1967 will never happen again. But that's a very valid point. What this fund would entail is, be on the watch. We are likely to see the Bank of the Igbo Nation coming up. Bank of the Igbo Nation, BOIN. Bank of the Igbo Nation is likely to come, because we will show the world that we can pull our resources together, we can manage our resources together, and we can be that nation and be that people that we couldn't be before, because the whole world, Egyptians, the French, the British, the Russians, all ganged up against us and bombarded us to submission. This time around, the war is no longer be in the battlefield. It's going to be in the battlefield of our brains, the gray matters in between our skulls. My people, as we are excited, thank you very much for listening to me. I remain Mike Udenta here at Njenje Media Studios in Enugu. Remain blessed.